Hello, welcome to my channel Crafty Coven. I'm Alicia. Today I will be making a set of 4 coasters, not 6. I don't use all 6 in the mould. I am using some PET tape from AliExpress. I believe I bought it last year for another project I never completed. The mica powders I'm using today are from a lovely Facebook group called Resin Den. And I used just a variety of different colours. The creamy colour you saw at the beginning, I'm not actually going to use just because it didn't quite fit in where I wanted it to. There was a lot of dust in my dining room this day, so I had to do quite the clean up. And now you'll see me just taking a micro brush, and I don't want to say the word dumping. I'm dumping the mica into the mould with different sort of layers of colour. So you've got the white at the bottom, the paler blue, into a navy, into a grey. The idea being it's going to create a wintry type scene, snow, with the moody wintry background. I have sprayed it with some 99% isopropyl alcohol, just to make those colours blend a little bit. I'm then going back on top with a little bit of extra mica in the areas where I felt the colour wasn't quite enough. I am then taking a tiny bit of Sunset Aurora fine glitter and adding it to my Teexpert 1:1 epoxy resin. I mixed it off camera because, first video and all that jazz, I can't not make an error. So there's quite a few bits that are missing within the video. For that, I do apologise. I am now just taking my micro brush and getting some of those bubbles out. There's quite a few of those that get quite stuck because the mica powder is on the bottom. So that did take quite a while, but it's worth the pulling it out so you don't get the bubbles stuck at the bottom. I am now looking at my PET tape and taking away the bits from it that I like, that I want to make a scene from. Whilst these are a coaster set, they are not the same. I wanted each scene to be ever so slightly different. I say ever so slightly. They're all very different. I wanted to paint, but I didn't want to paint a canvas. So I've then taken my acrylics. They are iridescent acrylics? Yeah. And they're from Fantastory, which I think were from Amazon. Not 100% sure. Not gonna lie. If I can find them, I will link them below. I am just using those to go alongside the PET tape to create the scene that I can see in my head with the patches of the PET tape that I have chosen. I then go on to put another layer of resin on top, which of course I forgot to film. So, we're doing well. I have then waited for that to cure to add another section from the PET tape onto the coaster so that I can then create a depth within my coaster. I wanted it multi-layered, so that it could feel more natural almost. So I've done that with the extra PET tape on the top. I then added some more acrylic to that layer. Within that layer, I've then added some different shades of blue. Just to add depth and create it a little bit more realistic looking. Whilst it's not a realistic painting type thing, I wanted it to have depth. I didn't want it to be flat. So I've used a silicone tool to create sort of waves within the snow. We're not doing very well. I then added another layer of resin on top of that. Some of them had an extra patch from the PET tape added on just to add that extra little bit of something. I've also added a few snowflakes in just because I wanted an extra bit of sparkle. Not gonna lie, I don't even think they were snowflakes. I think they're stars. They are the stars. So I've done that just to add an extra something to it for myself. It's then had another layer of resin on the top to seal everything in. And then I am going to demold it when it's all cured. Demolded, I was looking at it, not quite sure how I felt about the sides. I didn't like how you could see each layer, so I have gone in with my Into Resin chrome marker to go around the edge. I went with a silver just so that it finished it all off for myself. That's just how I liked it to look. I added some rubber feet to the bottom. Oh, before I did that though, I put another top coat on. Because I didn't fill the mould the whole way to the top, there was an ever so slight lip, which obviously you don't want. So I added a thin layer of resin just to coat the top so that it was one height. Save myself on sanding. I don't like sanding at all. And then I added the chrome marker and the feet. And yeah, this is the finished product. So I hope you have enjoyed my video. I'm really sorry that I have spoke the whole way through this. I did speed up as much as I could so you didn't see it in real time, because this whole process took like 7 days between the layers drying, curing, and just general life and the life of having 2 children. It took me about 7 days. So yeah, I really hope you like them. I have loved making them. As I do more videos, you will see that these are very away from my usual aesthetic. I am very autumn, Halloween, witchy, goth, alternative vibes. However, snow and winter, there's just something about it that I personally find so calming. So I really enjoyed doing this. I hope to see you when I do another one. Bye.